Hi everyone, Bill Lethman here for MoneyEvolution.com. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to budget for the unexpected. So if you've ever put together a budget, maybe you sat down on a Saturday morning and you tried to list out all of your different bills and expenses, and then maybe you made a commitment to sticking with that budget, and maybe it worked out for a period of time, maybe even for several months, and then all of a sudden something happened, maybe your dishwasher broke or you needed a major car repair, and all of a sudden that budget you worked so hard on completely blows up. So in this video, what I want to do is give you a little bit different way to think about your budget, and we've got 4 different categories that I'm going to go through here today that hopefully will give you a better way to handle your budget and maybe deal with some of those unexpected things that come up for all of us. So over here on the left side of the budget, we have some monthly expenses, and we broke those into a couple different categories. Number one is what we call your committed monthly expenses, and those are going to be things that you have to make those bills every single month. Things like your mortgage payment, as an example. If you've got car loans, is another big one that almost everybody has. Utilities would certainly be on this list here as well. You could also include things like your memberships. Maybe if you belong to a club, maybe a gym or something like that. Anything that you pretty much have to make that bill every single month. I'm going to put gym down here as well. And then we also have some discretionary monthly expenses. And so these are things that maybe would be food as a good example here. And so we all have to eat, but that amount that we spend on food can vary obviously quite a bit throughout the month. And you could spend a lot of money on food, eat steak dinners every night, or you could eat macaroni and cheese like I used to eat in college. Entertainment is another one that's on here. And maybe you like to go to sporting events, or you like to go to plays, hobbies, if you like to play golf, whatever those discretionary things are, try to come up with an amount that you're going to think you're spending money on every single month. And again, we look at this a little bit differently, and sometimes people would say, well, hey, is food really a discretionary item because I have to eat? We talked about that a little bit, that you could eat different types of food. The gym membership, some people would say that's discretionary. Well, if you've made a commitment to that gym, and maybe especially if you're locked into a contract, we want to put that over here in the committed category, because that's one of those expenses that you have to make every single month. Over here now on the right side of this is going to be what we call random or irregular expenses, and these are what we call the budget killers, because as things come up in here, that's something that can really destroy that budget. So we talked about that earlier, like repairs. That could be car repairs, could even be things that are not even necessarily unexpected, but new tires. We know that at some point we're going to need new tires, and if we have 50,000 miles on a set of tires that are only good for 60,000 miles, we know that that's going to be an expense that's going to come up. So we want to kind of forward think about what some of those expenses are going to be there. Taxes are another one, especially property taxes, because I know in a lot of states like Michigan, our property tax bill comes up usually twice a year, and it could be random or irregular. It's not a monthly expense, but it's not necessarily unexpected at all. So we want to plan for that. And then down here, we've got some random irregular expenses that are going to be more discretionary. And so the big one that I like to use here is travel. I love to travel. I love to go places. So we have built into our budget some money that we set aside for traveling. It could also be for home remodeling. Maybe if you're thinking you want to do a bathroom or a kitchen down the road, that could be one of these discretionary expenses. Furnishings, maybe you want to buy a new couch. So think about that and put something in the budget. And if you think of this as maybe having 4 different accounts, and to account for these random things that you have to do. You have to get new tires if you want to have a safe vehicle to drive, as an example. You're going to add all that stuff up, and let's just make the math easy here. And let's say that all of those random irregular expenses add up to $12,000 throughout the year. So a way to handle this so you have the money available when those expenses come up is just to have $1,000 every month going into a separate account that's going to deal with some of those committed random irregular expenses. Same thing over here. If we have a budget, maybe we say, hey, we've got a $10,000 budget that we want to have for traveling and for maybe remodeling the house, buying new rugs and things like that. Well, we could set up and we put money aside every month for that. And hopefully this gives you a pretty good understanding of how we like to think about cash flow, how we like to think about managing expenses. After you've added up all of the different categories there, each one of those 4 items, you want to compare that to your take-home pay. How much money are you actually netting on a monthly or an annual basis? Hopefully, if you've done this right, hopefully those expenses are going to be less than what that take-home pay is going to be. That means you're cash flow positive. Hopefully also you've included some savings for retirement, maybe having the budget for putting money into an IRA account every year or your 401k plan at work. But here we want to give you a little bit of an understanding of how to deal with some of those expenses. So we've thought a lot about this. In fact, we've got some great resources over at moneyevolution.com, some worksheets that you can actually download to kind of go through some of this stuff on your own. We've got some videos that go along with this as well. So hope you got some great value out of today's video. If you like what we're doing here, remember to hit that like or subscribe button, and look forward to seeing everyone back in one of our next videos. Thanks. Have a great day.